What's going on, people? It's your boy Forde, aka Forde Have Mercy, and this is the review video for probably one of the most disappointing games I've not attended between Aston Villa and, of course, Newcastle United. Now, you've probably seen the result by now. If you've not, then what are you doing with your life? And obviously, of course, it was Aston Villa 1, Newcastle United 1. Now, there's so many stories and so many tales that you could involve as part of this whole 90 minutes or 96 minutes worth of football. And yeah, let's get through it all really. So buckle up, man. It's going to be a bumpy one. Now, with the lineup, I pretty much got it spot on, apart from Clark starting ahead of Mbemba. You can see the reason why. Obviously, Clark is trusted and obviously played for Aston Villa all those years ago. So it just made sense for him to kind of start there ahead of Mbemba. And plus, I heard Mbemba's got, problems with, I think it might be his hamstring, but obviously Clark was preferred ahead of Hanley in defence. Obviously, with the rest of the team, Sells was in goal, Yedlin right back. God knows if he's okay or not. Fingers crossed that his injury is not long term, because we're short of right backs at the moment. Who would have thought we'd have been short of right backs when we've got 4 at the club? Sterry's on loan at Coventry. Jesus Gomez is got a calf injury. Of course, Anita's serving. We've still got one more game to serve as part of his 3-match suspension, obviously from the red card that he got against Wolves. And of course, Yedlin went off during this game, and fingers crossed it's not long term. Obviously, in the rest of the defence was Lascelles as captain, Clark, as I said before, centre half as well, and then Dummett at left back. In midfield, Ritchie, Hayden, Shelvey, and Gouffran, and then up top, Diame sitting behind Dwight Gale up front. No, with the team lineup, no qualms. As I said before, I only got one changed, different to what I said. So again, pretty much got it spot on. I thought Rafa set us up well. Obviously, going into the game, we were the favourites to win. I think Aston Villa at the time were about 16th, 17th, and we was, 3rd. As the table reflects now, we're currently in 5th, still in the playoffs position. So again, we're still in the top 6, which is the bare minimum where we need to stay. And of course, Villa are up to 15th, I believe, 16th, along those lines there anyway. So, first half, Villa obviously had the best chance of the first opening minutes. I believe Kodja was through on goal. Clark got left stranded basically, but he made up ground and obviously blocked the shot. But that was an early let-off for us going into the first couple of minutes of the game. After that, we took the game to ball out on the right-hand side. I believe Gale cut inside, and he had an early opportunity to put us 1-0 up, but obviously didn't. After that, we started to target them down that right-hand side, and you know what? Yedlin and Ritchie is a combo worth shouting about. Definitely those two. Yedlin with his pace, Ritchie with his trickery and his, his ability to pick people out on a sixpence, basically. And we just undone them, basically, a couple of times, even before the goal. Diame had a half chance, blazed over the bar. Gale had a chance, and I can't remember the Villa defender who made the last gasp challenge. I think it wasn't Elphick because he conceded the goal, but it's one of those Villa defenders who, it could have been a penalty if he got it wrong. I thought it might have been a penalty, but maybe I was just looking through my black and white tinted windows, or eyes, should I say. But a last gasp challenge, and it could have been a penalty. Then after that, obviously, we scored. Ball was out on the right-hand side with Yedlin. Yedlin whips in a fantastic ball. One of those balls that you kind of find it hard to defend against, because the keeper doesn't know where to come. Defender doesn't know where to clear it. Doesn't know where the attacker was. Gale was trying to get in on goal, and Elphick turns it into his own net, and we're 1-0 to the good. And I've been saying this for the longest time now, guys. You guys can back me up on this one as well. If we get balls into the box with the quality that we have out wide, we are going to cause problems and cause havoc all of the time, and that's what we did. After that, we had chances to make it 2-0, and we should have buried these guys going into the first half at half-time. Gale probably had the best chance of all of them. Mistake by the Villa defender. Gale was through on goal, one-on-one with the keeper. He could have put it anywhere. He could have been at top corner, through the legs. I think he was trying to put it through the legs, but he just went straight at the keeper, and a chance went begging. After that, we had a couple more chances, I believe. Shelvey had another chance. Oh no, that was going to the second half, sorry. Well, going into the second half anyway, Villa obviously rung the changes. They had to. They're at home. They need points. But we still had a couple more chances because we said, as I said, we dominated for the 70 minutes that we did do. We had chances galore. Shelby had a chance, blazed it, or not blazed it. He hit it at the keeper. Again, he's probably looking for another worldie like he did against QPR. Other chances, another one fell straight to Diame. That Diame chance, flipping hell. Yeah, just ball went across to him in the area. I mean, all he had to do was just side foot it home with 2-0 up to the good, just hang on for it, and that was it. But that went wide. And then after the 70 minutes went, we just allowed them to get into the game. They had a couple of chances. The first one was the real key let-off, and it could have been a goal. I mean, the linesman was on our side. I mean, it was offside, but you know what I'm talking about. Ball in by AU, I think it was a free kick. Yedina heads it into the bottom corner, and it was offside, but it went in the back of the net. And that was the first let-off for us. The second one was Jordan AU again, and these guys already caused us problems last season. He scored against us last season. Again, cut in wide, done Richie, ghosted past another Newcastle player, I can't remember who it was, struck it so sweet and hit the post and then went out. And that was the second let-off for us as well. Third one, I think it was another corner that went over the bar. And then I think the fourth one was in. Again, another set piece. Poor defending by us at the back post. By that stage, sorry, should I say, jumping ahead of the gun. Yedlin had to go off for an injury. Tiote came on. I don't believe it. Tiote is still alive. He's still wearing a black and white shirt. But yeah, I think that just messed up all of our shape. Gale went off by that stage as well. Mitrovic come on, and I think that was one of the key parts, or that led up to the goal with Mitrovic's back heel, a needless back heel. Don't try and be clever there in our own half, and that obviously led to the corner, which led to the goal. As I said before, corner floated in, back post, headed down, beat Sells at his near post. Hayden didn't really jump. He was filling in at right back at that stage as well, because obviously we've got no right backs now. And that was it. It was 1-1, and to be honest with you, they could have easily gone on to win the game. And you know, who would have thought them? They sat back, soaked up the pressure, so to speak, for 70 minutes, and then came alive after 70 minutes, and you know, they could have won the game. But for me, it was definitely 2 points dropped. I know you're going to say we're away from home, we're lucky to get a point, but if we're dominating the game for the majority of the game for so long, we should be seeing out these games. And these are teams that we need to be beating, regardless if they come down from the Premier League like us. We should have been dominating that. We should have put it to bed 2-3-0, gone. That was it. And then rung the changes just to see it through. But again, fair play to you guys, Villa. One thing I didn't like though is that the fact that we show respect in the 7th minute to support your guy, who obviously suffered from leukemia. And then come the 17th minute, where we've been doing the whole of last season, this season, supporting our guys, John Alder and obviously Liam Sweeney, and you guys didn't show the same respect that we showed you. So poor show from you guys, Villa fans. Obviously, you guys might have seen the previous video from before. That was just an instant reaction to how I felt. But again, I've had time to kind of mellow down and see the error of my ways, so to speak. I still think Darlow should start ahead of Sells because, you know, even from, what was it, the game against Bohemians, I believe it was, in pre-season friendly, where he gave away the penalty, and I think the second goal as well. I'm still not too sure on him. And obviously, when we've got the likes of Darlow and Elliott obviously to come back as well, we've got a strong goalkeeping positions, well, players to say the least. And I can't still see why Sells is playing ahead of these guys as well. I do not agree, though, with the amount of abuse that he was getting on social media. How my hands up, I was guilty of, saying a couple things, but not to the extent that some people were saying about him, break your legs and all of this type of business. Nah, I don't agree with that, man. I mean, end of the day, this is a man's livelihood at the end of the day, but what I do think is he does need time to kind of step back and then get back into it. Because, I mean, even Lascelles had it. I mean, if he's our captain, then he can be dropped for a game, obviously, against Huddersfield. where he had a bit of a stinker and he was dropped for the Reading game, then so can Sells. That's all I'm saying about that one. But I don't agree with the whole break your legs thing, and all of that type of stuff is a madness to me, mate. So nah, miss me with that stuff, bro. But again, another point gained, let's put it that way. Positives from the game. Yedlin had an absolute stormer before he went off. Again, he needs to start. Well, in fact, no, I'm not going to say it like that because, again, Anita's done nothing wrong, obviously barring the red card. Anita is a good right back, but again, Yedlin going forward, he offers something different. Also, Clark had a good game against his previous club. So obviously that was good as well. But apart from that, bit of a letdown from the guys, to say the least, for the last 20 minutes. So it's a bit of a somber video for me. I'm sorry I couldn't end it on a real high note. But again, it's a point from Villa. And let's go to the next game against Norwich, who are top of the table at the moment. So fingers crossed we get the 3 points there. And keep on supporting the Toon. I know I will, so I'm sure you guys will as well. But keep on supporting the Toon through thick and through thin. Players are gonna have bad games and good games, but we're still gonna obviously say our opinion because that's what we do. We're fans, but at the same time, we still got to support them nonetheless. So take care of yourselves, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all soon. Peace.